Good morning, students. Today we will continue with the next part of, or rather, the last portion of the invitation, that is in your writing section. We have already discussed way to write the formal invitation and the informal invitation. In this video, I'll be telling you the method or the method of drafting the replies of the formal as well as the informal invitation. Also, I'll be discussing you as promised the RSVP thing that we had been we had been discussing that day in Zoom meeting. So I'll be showing you everything. So let's not wait further and quickly move on to the video. First, we'll have a small recap about the types of invitation. The invitations can be divided into two types: formal invitation as well as informal invitation. Now, formal invitation can be further categorized in the format of their drafting. By the format, how you need to draft the formal invitation, it can be divided into two categories: in the category of a card and then in the category of a letter. While in the case of informal invitation, it always should be in the case in the kind of a personal letter. Okay. So before we move on to how to reply, we must need to know why you need to reply to this formal invitation or the informal invitation, any kind of invitation that you receive. For example, I would like to say you, if you are inviting 50 of your classmates to your birthday party and you have thought of arranging some snacks and refreshment and even an after party dinner, you need to arrange a whole lot of things for that, and it is actually cut a hole in your pocket or maybe your parents' pocket. Okay, so for example, only 20 people comes at among these 50 invitees, only 20 people turn up and 30 people remains unattended. Now feel or think whatever will happen to that food and refreshment, everything that you have arranged to welcome your guest at your party, everything will go to waste. To stop all this kind of nuisance, it is a good practice that we should reply to an invitation. So let's see. Reply to an invitation is written to the host in response to the invitation. It also informs the host whether we are attending or not attending the event or occasion. Definitely, you should inform your host. That you should need to inform your host. A good reply is always pleasant, but we do have the liberty to decline the invitation, but with proper citing proper, polite, and genuine reason. Definitely, you have all the liberty to decline any invitation that you receive, but you need to do so. You need to do so by citing proper, genuine, and polite reasons. Okay, so we'll move on to some points or some relevant format, some tips and tricks of how to draft this formal replies. First, we'll start with the formal replies. We should uh, study some points, some tips and tricks to how to draft this formal replies, and let's see what are these. Okay, points to note. Number one, it involves a certain standard and form. Now, definitely, if you remember, in the case of a formal invitation card or a formal invitation letter, it is written in a proper format. Here, also, in the case of replying it, you should maintain certain standard and form. Okay. Number two, it adheres to certain prescribed format. Now, like it is a formal invitation card or a letter, as it follows a formal format, here also in the case of reply, it will follow a certain prescribed format. Okay, the language used is to the point. Definitely, the language used is to the point. Sorry, I missed out the third point. The third point is the replies are kept very short and crisp. Okay, if you look into the formal invitation card as well as the letter, no too much blabbering is used over there. They are only using languages that are to the point. Your language should be to the point. Whatever message you want to convey to your host, that should be given in a short way and to the point, straightforward. Okay, now this number 5 is very important. In a formal reply, firstly the invitation is acknowledged, for which thanks are written in third person. Now if you remember, in drafting a formal invitation card or a formal invitation letter, we must have to stick to what? The third person of the pronoun. Here too as well, in the case of replying the invitation, we need to first acknowledge the person who is inviting you, that is the host. Now for doing that, we need to thanks the person, and that thanks is written in third person. Okay, next, if the recipient of the invitation card is accepting the invitation, he or she must communicate the same. If you are able to attend the wedding, if you're able to attend the event or a party or occasion, whatever you are being invited for, you must communicate the same straightforward. Okay. Now next one, however, if he or she is unable to attend the occasion, it is mandatory to cite the specific and genuine reasons politely and communicating regret for not being able to attend the occasion. For example, we have seen that it is definitely at your liberty to decline or turn away the invitation, but you should do so citing proper and genuine reason, and it is mandatory to do so. Without citing proper and genuine reason, you cannot turn down the down the invitation, and you must communicate the regret for not being able to attend the party. This also should be there in your reply as well. Now, before we move into this reply portion, we'll be discussing about the RSVP. That day we had a lot of discussion about what is this RSVP also, and we will take a look into a formal invitation card that I am showing you to you right now. This card is in the form of a formal invitation card, and it is for a wedding reception party. Now we have seen earlier that this weddings, anniversaries, birthday, etc., they falls under the informal category, but here if you are being asked to draft an invitation card for a wedding party or a wedding reception party, you should follow the prescribed format that I am giving you. Note it down in your notebook, and it is very important for you to stick to this prescribed format. Now let's have a look. Firstly, we'll take a look at the question. You have received this invitation card from Mrs. and Mr. Bhattacharya. Now see this, the name of the bride or the groom's mother on whose behalf the invitation card is being conveyed. The bride's or the groom's mother, their name should come first, then comes the father's name. Okay, Mrs. and Mr. Bhattacharya solicit your gracious presence on the occasion of their son's wedding. Draft a reply not more than 50 words, either accepting or declining the formal invitation. Now, as like any other invitation card or invitation letter, you must draw a box, and inside that box you should write Mrs. Asha and Mr. Rajat Bhattacharya. Over here we are giving them proper names. You can give any fictional imaginary names if you can, or you can even give the initials of their names. Okay, you just fictionalize it. Solicit your gracious presence and blessings on the auspicious occasion of the here Mrs. Asha and Mr. Rajat Bhattacharya, whom the name or the designation of the host or the organizer. They are the host or the organization, and the name is mentioned over here. Wedding reception party of their beloved son Rohan with Paramita, daughter of Mrs. S and Mr. D. Chatterjee. See here also the name of the bride's mother comes first. So this is the occasion. It is the wedding reception party of the son of the Bhattacharyas, Rohan and Paramita, the daughter of the Chatterjees. Okay. On here the date and time and venue is mentioned properly, Saturday 15th June 20XX at 7 p.m. Now the venue is given Hotel Mount View, Sector 10, Chandigarh, and the pin code is there. You should also include the pin code. It is mandatory to be given because as a guest you need to reach this place. You may not know this place properly. You need to maybe find out this place, and for that the pin code is extremely important. Then comes the RSVP. As usual, it is one invitation card, so RSVP must be there. Then the name of the representative of the Bhattacharya family is being mentioned, Rohit Bhattacharya. Here is the address of the actual address of the Bhattacharyas is given over here, along with the phone number, so that you can contact them. Okay, it is the contact details. Rohit Bhattacharya, 51 by 513 by 5 Modern Housing, Manimarja, Chandigarh. Then their pin code is also given. Then the phone number is also given. You can write this fictional phone numbers from your own. Then one small line is sentence, rather a phrase is being added over here with best compliments from relatives and friends. So this is what it looks like. This is the invitation card for a wedding reception or a wedding invitation. Okay, so like we had discussed earlier in our Zoom class and Zoom meeting, there was a much hype about this RSVP thing. Here we also see this RSVP thing. So before we move into the reply, let's see what is this RSVP all about. Okay, so the RSVP actually, as I told earlier in the Zoom meeting and even in my former videos, this RSVP is either written on the back side of the card or it comes in a card in itself. Okay, A card in itself is said it somewhat looks like that. The pattern, the template may be something different. They can be having any sort of design template, but the content more or less are the same. The RSVP is written on the top of it, and then it is written, kindly respond by 1st June 20XX. Now remember, the wedding reception is on 15th of June. Here the host is asking you to reply before 15 days so that he can arrange for other things. Then the name or the names whoever are coming over here, then there are two options given. We wouldn't miss it, and sadly we won't make it, and there are check boxes on the either side of that. The check boxes are there. If you are able to make it, if you are able to attend the party, then you should put a tick along with the option that you choose for. Okay, and then you need to mail this card to the host. Mail means that you need to post this card to the host, and he or she will come to understand that whether you are coming to the party or not. Now what is this RSVP? Now I have already shown you a format of the RSVP card. Now let's see what is this RSVP all about. Okay, so there was a discussion that day in Zoom meeting about what was RSVP, and Harshit came out with this full form of RSVP. Here we will see what is an RSVP and what does this mean when it comes on an invitation. Now what does RSVP stand for? I told you it is already a French phrase. I told you that day in the Zoom class. It is a French phrase, and it's being translated into English to something like respond. So we'll see over here. RSVP is an abbreviation of the French phrase Répondez s'il vous plaît. It translates to respond if you please, or better still, respond please. What does RSVP mean on an invitation? The term RSVP comes from the French expression Répondez s'il vous plaît, meaning please respond. If RSVP is written on an invitation, it means the host has requested that the guest respond to say if they plan to attend the party or not. So in this, from this line, we can understand what is the meaning of RSVP. If it is RSVP written on your card, then you should reply to the host, because by writing RSVP, the host is actually asking you to reply to this invitation card whether you're going to attend the event or not. Okay, so this is what is all about RSVP. I hope it is clear to you. All the hype about RSVP is down right now, so we will move on to the replying of the formal invitation cards. So first we'll see this formal replies, how to write the formal replies while we are accepting the invitation. Okay, so like any other format of a formal invitation or an informal invitation, you need to draw a box as usual, and inside that, see, very few sentences are used. Languages are kept very straightforward and crisp to reply this formal invitation. First comes the name or the sender of the reply. Whoever this card is being posted to, who is the invitee, his or her name should come first. If it has come to you, your name will come first. Your name will come on the top. Here the sender of the reply is Mr. Suresh Mathur, and then the move on the next line, has much pleasure in accepting the kind invitation. Here on the very second line, he is telling that he is coming for the party. That means he is not moving into a lot of blabbering. He is just straightforwardly mentioning that yes, I am taking in your invitation and I'll definitely present myself on that very day. Okay, so next is accepting the invitation. This is accepting the invitation on the very next line. Third comes the host. Here the host's named are mentioned. Here also the name of the groom's mother comes first. So Mrs. and Mr. Bhattacharya, the host, are there. And then the date and time to the wedding reception party of their son on 15th June 20XX at 7 p.m. Now this is all about the accepting the invitation. If you see, this is very short, no blabbering is done. It's kept very crisp and to the point, and this will only take a few minutes to draft. Now this is accepting the invitation. Let's check how to decline the invitation. Now for declining the invitation as well, we need to draft one box. We need to draw one box, and inside the box we need to write down whatever content we need to mention. Let's check on what are the contents. So here also the sender's name comes first, Mr. Suresh Mathur, sincerely thanks. See, here expressing the gratitude is also being mentioned. Remember when we were studying the points to note for drafting this invitation replies, we discussed that expressing gratitude should be there. Here the Mr. Suresh Mathur, he is the sender of the reply. Sincerely thanks. This is where he is expressing his gratitude. Then there comes the name of the host, Mrs. and Mr. Bhattacharya. Okay, for their kind invitation to the wedding reception party of their son on 15th June 2026 at 7 p.m. The date and time is being mentioned over here properly, but regrets his inability. See, he is communicating the regret, as we have already discussed earlier, that if you are declining the invitation card, you must regret for not being able to attend the party. Okay, but regrets his inability to attend because of prior engagement. See here, he is not citing any inobvious reasons. He is telling very formally that he have prior engagements, and that is why he cannot attend the party, and this is how he's declining the invitation, but regrets his inability to attend because of prior engagement. First up, he wishes Rohan a blissful conjugal life. Now, definitely, here he wishes the married couple a blissful conjugal life. Now, if you are writing, if you are drafting the formal invitation reply and you are declining the invitation, then this should be the format. You must note down everything that is being shown over here. This is the prescribed format for it. So far we have already completed the formal replies, how to accept, how to decline, the RSVP thing, everything we have covered through. Let's quickly move on to the informal one. Now the informal replies. Now let's move on to the informal replies. Now before we write this informal replies, we should follow what are the tips and tricks to write this informal replies, much like we had studied in case of the formal replies. Okay, so let's quickly check on to this. It number one, it does not involves a certain standard and form. Now definitely it's a personal letter or informal letter, so it does not need to involve any certain standard and form. Number two, it does not adhere to certain prescribed format. Definitely, much unlike the formal replies, it does not need to adhere to any proper prescribed format. Number three, the replies are written in very simple and informal language. Unlike the formal replies, the informal replies are written in a very uh, informal way. The language are more relaxed. They are more that kind of that informal invitation that we send. The language are kept relaxed, because the reason is because you are actually giving it out to your friends, relatives and peers who are in your informal circle. They are not in your formal circle, and they don't need to be addressed with formal addressing. Next, in a in a formal reply, firstly, the invitation is acknowledged, but unlike formal replies for which thanks are written in first or second person, in a formal reply we reply the invitation of the we reply to the invitation by acknowledging it, but we do so in third person. But in the case of an informal reply, we also express the gratitude, but it is written in either first or second person. If the recipient of the invitation card is accepting the invitation, he or she must communicate the same. Here, the points remain as well. If you are attending to the formal invitation, if you are keeping the invitation, if you're keeping the informal invitation, sorry, then you must communicate the same as well. Number six, if the same remains over in case of informal replies. If you are not being able to attend the party, if you are declining the informal invitation, you must mention that, and you should do so by citing proper reasons for not attending the party, and it is mandatory on your part to do so. Along with it, you must communicate the regret for not being able to attend the occasion. Okay, next, informal invitation. We'll check out one format of the informal invitation. Here we are also, I am showing you one informal invitation in the card of a personal or an informal letter that is being sent on by one friend to his another friend on to her another friend on her son's birthday. Okay, you are being invited by your friend on his son's birthday by an informal invitation. Here See, we are writing a small letter. The letter is very small because it is an invitation and you don't need to blabber so much. Here also the language is kept short, but it is written in a more relaxed way, much unlike that of the formal invitation. Here, first of all, we are starting with the sender's address. We are sticking to the left hand side of the margin, inside a box. We are writing the letter as usual. First, we start with the sender's address, 513 by 5 Modern Housing, Manimarja, Chandigarh, pin number. Here also the pin code is added, and you must mandatorily add it because it is needed for the person to reply back. Otherwise, the letter will go missing if you do not give the proper pin code. So first is the sender's address. Next comes the date. The date of what? The date on which the letter is being sent. Okay. Third comes the salutation. Here we have done in case of informal invitation letters that the salutation is more relaxed and we mention someone as dear. Okay, dear Ashima, you will be delighted to know that our son Rohan is getting married on 12th June 20XX. Our would-be daughter-in-law Paramita is a doctor practicing in the same city. Your Jiju, Rohan and I are looking forward to your presence at the wedding with family. So here they are mentioning already the occasion. The occasion is mentioned why the invitation has been sent, because their son Rohan is getting married, and then the date, time and venue is properly given on 12 June 20XX. Okay, then the subscription, yours affectionately, the subscription, and then the sender's name, Asha. Okay, that is the mother of the groom. She is inviting one of her friend. Okay, so we will move on to how to reply to this informal invitation. First, we'll see how to accept the invitation. Now, informal replies. Draft an informal reply accepting the invitation, much like any other invitation or replies or any other writing section. We first draw a square. Inside the square, we'll start with the sender's address first. Now, here the sender is the person who is being invited. The person Asha was the one who had been sending the letter that time to her friend Ashima. Here, Ashima is actually replying back. So her address comes over here, sticking to the left hand corner. On the left hand margin of the box, will write the sender's address, 15 Doctors Colony Complex, Indore. Then the pin code is as usual there. Then Madhya Pradesh. Okay, then comes the date on which this woman sends the letter back to her friend. This is the date. Okay, then comes the salutation. See, as this letter mentioned that I, your Juju and Rohan, all of them are waiting for you eagerly to join the party. Here, when you start the salutation, you should mention the man as well, because it has come from the woman. You should mention her husband as well. Dear Asha and Jiju, thanks a lot for invitation to Rohan's wedding. I'm really stumped. Has he grown so big? See, the language over here is so relaxed, so informal. It even gives out this emotion that is being felt by this woman, and hearing that her friend's son is getting married, and she is not hiding anything over here, and she is overtly showing it over here because it's a informal letter. It's a friendly letter written from one friend to another. Okay, so I'm really stumped. Has he grown so big? I still remember him as a little boy competing with little kids and pestering me for his favorite laddus that I always made for him. Anyway, it is really a happy occasion and I will definitely join the festivities. So first, see the bold one, that thanks a lot for invitation. It is expressing the gratitude. Now definitely, as I told you earlier, that gratitude should be expressed, and here the sender is expressing the gratitude. And then the second bolded line, anyway it is really happy occasion and I will definitely join the festivities. Here she communicates that she is accepting the invitation and she will be present at the wedding. I am coming with Suresh and the kids. See you soon. Yours affectionately is the subscription, and then Ashima, the sender's name. So this is the way of accepting the informal invitation. Next, we'll move on to how to draft an informal reply declining the invitation. Same format is being maintained. The left hand side comes up with the sender's reply, 15 Doctors Colony Complex, Indore 545204, Madhya Pradesh. Then comes the date on which the letter is being sent. Same way the salutation is being mentioning both the people, the wife and her husband, dear Asha and Juju. Now see the very first line, thanks a lot for the invitation to Rohan's wedding. This is expressing the gratitude. This is expressing the gratitude on the very first line. It is a happy occasion and I would love to join in all the festivities, but my father-in-law is hospitalized and is in serious condition and our presence is extremely needed. See here, see here they are actually giving a citing proper reason for not being able to attend the invitation, not being able to attend the wedding reception party, and they are communicating that they regret it and they are mentioning that they are declining the invitation. They're giving proper reasons. Okay, as in serious condition and our presence is extremely needed here at this time as it needs constant care and attention. I really feel bad for missing the event. Please accept my best wishes. This is declining the invitation and yours affectionately, the subscription, and finally the sender's name. Okay, so this is all about how to reply to a formal invitation, to what is an RSVP card, how to reply to a formal invitation, what to draft in case of how to draft in case of accepting the invitation, how to draft and declining invitation of a formal reply. Then we have seen what are informal replies, how to draft it, what are the points that needed to be mentioned. Everything we have discussed in this point. I hope it is very clear for you people. So we'll stop the video right here. We'll move on to the next part in our next video, and we'll meet soon in our Zoom meeting. So thank you for watching and please keep safe, stay at home. Please all of you take care. Until then, goodbye.